So good morning students and welcome back once again to the today's session over design of retaining walls. So today I am going to begin with a design problem over cantilever retaining wall. So in the last session I had discussed about the different types of retaining walls and what are the governing forces acting on the retaining wall, that is due to the lateral earth pressure or the backfill, the governing forces, that is active work pressure and passive work pressure. So even I discuss about how the active earth pressure or the intensity of earth pressure differs with respect to type of backfill or the properties of backfill. So in that I discuss about whether the soil is dry, submerged, or whether it is the backfill with surcharge. Okay, so how to get the intensities of earth pressure, I discuss about that, and even the intensity of active earth pressure, how to calculate the intensity of active earth pressure, we discussed about that also. So in the today's session I am going to begin with the design of cantilever retaining wall. So I will read out the statement of the problem and will note down the given data in the statement. Okay, so here it is given. So design a cantilever retaining wall to retain an earth embankment with a horizontal top 4 meter above ground level. Density of earth is 18 kilonewton per meter cube. Angle of repose is 30 degree. SBC of soil is 200 kN per meter square. Coefficient of friction between soil and concrete is 0.5. Use M20 grade concrete and Fe415 steel. Okay, so here we have to design a cantilever retaining wall to retain the earth embankment, and the height of the embankment is 4 meter above the ground, 4 meter above the ground level, and the density of earth is 18 kN per meter cube. The angle of repose of soil is 30 degree. SBC of soil is 200 kN per meter square. Coefficient of friction between soil and concrete is 0.5, and the grade of concrete you have to use as M20, and steel you have to use as Fe415. Okay, so let us note down the given data, that will be easy for further solution. Okay, so the height of embankment given data. Okay, so first is the height of embankment, earth embankment above the ground is 4 meter. Okay, then the density is 18 kilonewton per meter cube, the density of earth. Then the angle of repose phi, it is given as 30 degree. Then SBC is given as 200 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, then the coefficient of friction between the concrete and soil is given as, we call it as mu is 0.5. FCK 20 Newton per m square, and Fy is 415 Newton per mm square. Okay, so these are the basic given data we have. So here first of all you have to calculate or fix the dimensions of retaining wall. You have to fix the dimensions of retaining wall. Okay. So first, dimensions of retaining wall. You have to fix the dimensions of retaining wall. Okay. So in that first is depth of foundation. In that first is depth of foundation. So we have to calculate the depth of foundation. You have to fix the depth of foundation. Okay. So that depth of foundation, by using Rankine's formula, you have to find out the depth of foundation by using Rankine's formula. So that is dF, depth of foundation dF, by using Rankine's formula, SBC divided by density, that is gamma, into 1 minus sin phi divided by 1 plus sin phi whole square, and this should be more than or equal to 1. The depth of foundation should be more than or equal to 1. Okay. So as per the given data, we'll calculate the depth of foundation here. Okay. So the depth of foundation as per the given data, SBC is given as 200 divided by density is 18 into bracket of 1 minus sin phi is 30 divided by 1 plus sin 30 square more than or equal to 1. So we got it is 1.21 meter. So we will round figure to 1.25 meter. So we will round figure to 1.25 meter. So we got 1.21 meter. So we will round figure to 1.25 meter. Okay. So now here, the total depth of foundation will change here now. Sorry, the not depth of foundation, the total height. Okay. So here, therefore total height of wall, it will be above ground level, that is H plus depth of foundation, the total height capital H, that is the above ground level plus below ground. Okay. So above ground level, the height of the retaining wall is 4 meter plus the depth of foundation is 1.25. So we will get the total height is 5.25 meter. So the total height of foundation is 5.25 meter. Okay. Then after that, the first dimensions we got, that is the height of retaining wall is 5.25 meter. Then next is thickness of base slab. Thickness of base slab. Thickness of base slab. So I will call it as D. So that is thickness or depth. So as per thumb rule, it should be H by 12. H by 12. So the total height is 5250 divided by 12. Okay. So we will get this as 437.5. So we will round figure to 450 mm. So we got the depth of base slab. As I told you, there are basic components for retaining wall. The vertical wall we call it as, that is stem, and below that where stem supports, that is called as base slab. which divide into two parts, that is heel and toe. Okay, so the depth of base slab is 450 mm. Okay, so after that, so now, so here assuming effective cover of 50 mm, we will assume effective cover of 50 mm, therefore the capital depth is 450 minus cover 50, so we will get it as 400 mm. You got it as 400 mm. Okay. Then next we have, as we got the depth of base slab is 450, so we can easily calculate here. We can easily calculate height of stem. Height of stem is, so total height is 5.25 minus depth of base slab is 0.45, so we will get it as 5.25 minus 0.45, so we will get it as the height of stem is 4.8 meter. Okay, the vertical portion of the wall, that is called as stem. Okay, that is called as stem, and height of that we got it as 4 meter. Okay, 4.8 meter, sorry, we got height of the stem as 4.8 meter. Understood? Okay, then after that, next dimension is width of base slab. Width of base slab. Okay, that is, we call it as B, the width of base slab B. So that we can consider, that is 0.5 H to 0.6 H. So as per again the thumb rule, the width of base slab can be calculated by 0.5 H, the ratio of 0.5 H to 0.6 H. It's a range 0.5 H to 0.6 H. So therefore 0.5 H, so 0.5 into 5.25 and 0.6 H is equal to 0.6 into 5.25. Okay, so we'll get this will get it as, I'll just check. Okay, so this will get it as 2.625 meter and 3.15 meter. So we have to assume the width of base slab between these two range, that is 2.625 to 3.15 meter. Okay, so therefore adopt, so for design I'll assume adopt B, that is width, I'll assume as 3 meter. So we got the width of base slab also, that is 3 meter. Therefore toe projection, the projection of toe beyond the stem, which is taken as 1/3 of B, so I'll take it as 1/3 of 3 meter, so that is 1 meter. So the toe projection beyond the stem is 1 meter. Okay, beyond the stem is 1 meter. So this is regarding the fixing of dimensions. Okay, the fixing of dimensions. Okay, now we'll proceed with the design part. Okay, after fixing the dimension we have to proceed with design part. So okay, so these are the basic dimensions what you have fixed. So this the vertical element, it is a stem, and this is the total together toe slab plus heel slab, it is a base slab. Okay, so it is given the height of retaining wall above the ground level. So this is ground level, it is 4 meter, and we got the depth of foundation as 1.25 meter. So if I add 4 plus 1, so we got the total height of retaining wall as 5.25 meter, and the base slab, the thickness of base slab, we have got it as the total depth is 0.45. okay. So if I from 5.25, if I deduct 0.45, so we get the height of stem as 4.8 meter. okay, and even we have calculated the projection of toe slab, the projection of toe slab, this we have got it as so this is a projection from here to here, we have got it as, it is, we have calculated already, so we have got it as this as 1 meter. okay, the toe projection as 1 meter, and the remaining dimensions we have to calculate, that is the thickness of stem. What should be the thickness of stem, that we have to fix, so that we can, after fixing, we can calculate the projection of heel slab also. So for that you have to go for the design of stem. So I'll proceed with the design of stem now. okay, so we got how we have fixed the dimensions. So I have just given a profile of the retaining wall with the dimensions what we have fixed. So now let us keep it side. okay, so I'll start with the design of stem now. okay, so design of stem. So the first element we need to design, that is design of stem. okay, that is design of stem. The first element in the cantilever retaining wall, that is design of stem. okay, so as you know that, I'll just draw a rough sketch here. So this part will, this is a stem. okay, and the height of stem, so what it has 4.8 meter, correct. The height of stem, what it has 4.8 meter. okay, and we have the backfill here. I'll just show it here. We have the backfill. The stem has to support the lateral earth pressure due to the backfill, so we have backfill here. So this is the backfill. And with respect to that, if I draw the pressure distribution diagram, so we'll get like this, the pressure distribution diagram. That is the due to soil. So we got this is the pressure distribution diagram. okay, so what you call this as PA, that is active work pressure. PA, active work pressure, and the intensity of active work pressure at the base, as I told you, it is, what is that, it is, because it's a dry soil, so the intensity of earth pressure at the base, it will be K into gamma into H, K into gamma into H. Understood? K into gamma into H. okay, so I can write here, therefore active work pressure active work pressure PA, that is nothing but area of this pressure distribution diagram, area of this pressure distribution diagram. So where H is this, so this is the height of stem H. So it is half base K into gamma into H into height H. So we will get this as K into gamma into H square by 2. K into gamma into H square by 2. Whereas K is equal to 1 minus sin phi upon 1 plus sin phi. Okay. So we will calculate K first. So K will get it as, so I will substitute here 1 minus sin 30 divided by 1 plus sin 30. Okay. 1 minus sin 30 upon 1 plus sin 30. So we will get this value as, the value of K as 0.333. 0.333. Okay. So therefore we will get PA is equal to, therefore PA is equal to K is 0.333 into density of soil is 18, K into gamma into H, that is 4.8 square by 2. So we will get this as, I will just calculate here. So we will get this as 69 kilonewton per meter square pressure, 69 kilonewton per meter square. And this PA will act at a distance of h by 3 from the base. Will act at a distance of h by 3 from the base. So if you want to find out the bending moment at the base of retaining wall, at the base of stem, because what will happen, the pressure is maximum at the bottom of stem, so we will get the maximum bending moment at the bottom of stem. So from bottom the force will act at a distance of h by 3. So force into distance or force into lever arm, you will get bending moment. Okay. So ultimately we have to find out the bending moment here. Correct. So therefore bending moment due to earth pressure, bending moment due to earth pressure, and it is M, so that is PA, which is acting at a distance of h by 3. PA which is acting at a distance of h by 3. Okay. So here, so we got it is 69 into h by 3, that is height by 3. So we 4.8 divided by 3. So we will get it as we will get this value as 110.48 kilonewton meter. We will get this value as 110.48 kilonewton meter. Correct? This you can this by a formula also you can easily find out, that is K into gamma into h square by 2 into at a distance of h by 3. So this will get it as K into gamma into h cube by 6. Bending moment you can find out by this also directly, K into gamma into h cube by 6, because the force is K into gamma into h square by 2, which is acting at a distance of h by 3. So we will get K into gamma into h cube by 6. Okay. So we got the bending moment. So therefore Therefore the factored bending moment I can call it as mu is equal to 110.48 into 1.5, okay, into 1.5. So we'll get this as the factored bending moment acting over the stem is 165.72 kilonewton meter. So we got the factored bending moment acting over the stem is 165.72 kilonewton meter. Okay. So next, now effective depth required by equating mu is equal to mu limit, okay. So mu you got it as 165.72 into 10⁶, and by equating mu limit, that is 0.138 FCK B per meter width and d square. So it is 0.138 FCK B d square, okay. So we'll get d is equal to 245 mm. We'll get d as the depth of the thickness of stem. It is 245 mm, okay. But for other criterias like shear, you have to increase the depth of the thickness of stem at the bottom, okay. So I'll write the note here. Note: since the stem section at the bottom has to resist shear due to lateral earth pressure. Hence adopt overall thickness of 450 mm. Adopt the overall thickness of 450 mm. So we have to adopt the overall thickness of 450 mm, that is, so in bracket I'll write that is thickness of base slab, that is nothing but thickness of base slab, and tapering to 200 mm at top. Understood? So this is very important. So the depth what we have got as per the bending moment criteria, it is 245 mm, but for shear criteria you have to increase the depth. So what it is given, since the stem section at the bottom has to resist the shear due to the lateral earth pressure, hence adopt overall thickness of 450 mm. Means how to adapt the overall thickness of 450 mm? You directly assume similar as thickness of base slab. Means whatever will be the thickness of base slab, same you assume the thickness of stem at base, the thickness of stem at base, and tapering to 200 mm at top. So I will just show it here. Okay, now it will be clear. Okay, so you have to assume the similar depth what you assume for base. So this depth at the base it will be 0.45, correct? It will be 0.45, and tapering to one side it will be straight, and one side you have to taper, you have to make it taper. Okay, it should be taper, one side it should be taper. Okay, it should be straight and it should be taper at one side. So tapering to this is 0.2, tapering to 200 mm means 0.2. So we got the thickness of stem here. So that is 0.45 at the junction, and tapering to 200 means one side it should be straight and one side you have to make it taper, that is at height of that is at the top for thickness of 200 mm, nothing but 0.2. Understood? Clear? So we will get this dimensions now. So the projection of heel slab, will be, this will be 1.55 meter, correct? 1 meter plus 0.45 plus 1.55, it should be 3 meter. So understood? So we have got the dimensions of retaining wall. Okay, we left with stem dimensions. Now with respect to the bending moment and shear criteria, we have fixed the dimensions of stem also, correct? So I'll write here. So the thickness will be 450 mm. So the T or D, that is 450 mm, and assuming effective cover is equal to 50 mm, therefore D should be equal to 400 mm. The depth of stem or the thickness of stem is 400 mm. Okay, so this is regarding the design of stem, that is fixing the dimension of stem. Okay, so next session we will calculate the area of steel or the reinforcement required in the stem. Okay, so till this, if you get any doubt, you can contact me or you can text me. Okay, thank you very much.